The next DC Extended Universe film, Wonder Woman, is just around the corner, as we get closer and closer to summer, but we may know a bit more about the film based on some supposed leaks from individuals claiming they saw the test screening. Judging from the reactions of several people, Wonder Woman seems to be just fine, and some people are even complaining about it sounding generic based on the potential leaks. But is that really so bad? Welcome back to the Hybrid Network and yet another DC Extended Universe topic video, and today I'm talking about something a little less universe related and a little bit more film related, that being if Wonder Woman has to be this amazing film in order to save the DCEU or whatever. I made a video a while ago that kind of talked about why Wonder Woman needed to be this great film that fired on several different cylinders and why it needed to be really astounding to break out of the mold of the other movies, and I don't really think I was right. I stand by the fact that I want Wonder Woman to be an amazing film. Not only does she deserve it as a character, but the whole stigma about female-led superhero movies needs a good film to break the mold of absolute trash. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. But that's just the thing. Wonder Woman doesn't have to be amazing. I just like it to be. There's a difference right there between want and necessity. The reception to the test screenings for Wonder Woman at the moment seem to indicate that the movie is fine, which is great news actually, considering all of the rumors were painting a movie that was a complete and utter train wreck. Which you have to take in stride anyway, but still there was a bit of worry on my part. That's most likely because I'm not the biggest fan of the DCU at this point, but I'm sure you all know that by now. I think in essence a lot of complaining that I've seen seems to be based around the idea that Wonder Woman just isn't amazing or it's generic, which honestly I would be fine with. At the end of the day, if Wonder Woman is entertaining enough of a film, I think it'll do just fine, but I also think it'll serve its purpose. This is Wonder Woman's origin story. Its biggest goal is to show the audience who this character is, what she's about, how she's evolved from one point to another, and what to expect from her in the future. It's introducing a character that will end up having a larger story arc or presence in the coming franchise. That's kind of hard to do successfully, and from what I've seen, usually movies that introduce characters for a larger universe tend to just be okay. And that's not to say that they can't be amazing or they shouldn't strive to be amazing. It's just an observation that I have that I feel warrants why Wonder Woman shouldn't be ostracized for being generic or not spectacular, because the majority of superhero origin stories tend to fit in the mold of just being okay. Take for instance Captain America, the first Avenger. I know that it's generally abhorred to compare any, and I do mean any, Marvel Cinematic Universe movie to any DC Extended Universe movie in any given context, but I chose it because I think it lends itself to the argument I'm trying to make here. This is most likely going to ruffle some feathers, but on the whole, I really think that The First Avenger is just an okay movie. I mean, it's enjoyable, it had some heart to it, but I just realized that as a movie, it wasn't really extending its reach to do anything spectacular or anything really amazing. It was an action movie that had to serve a greater purpose in introducing Steve Rogers to the MCU, which he does fairly well. The thing is, I'd argue Steve becomes much more interesting and much more enjoyable to follow once we get to the later movies in the universe, where he has a continuing story arc that shapes and molds his character and his morality. It's kind of the thing that happens in a lot of origin movies these days, because you have the benefit to really create something groundbreaking or really magical with that character later on, and I think Wonder Woman is no exception to this. If the movie is simply okay, we can't really be too upset with it, I feel, because from what I've seen, a lot of these types of movies are just okay, and people don't generally have a problem with them anyway. These kinds of movies, they do well money-wise, that being, you know, the blockbuster superhero thing, and believe me, the DCEU movies are no stranger to making a shit ton of money themselves. That being said, also, the origin movies seem to do well critically to an extent, so it's not like these origin story movies have to be amazing to be generally well liked. As long as Wonder Woman introduces Diana in an enjoyable experience that will help us to be engaged with her character as she grows later on, then I'd say Wonder Woman would be a success. But at the end of the day, that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you think Wonder Woman as a movie needs to be this amazing spectacle, or do you agree in that it just kind of needs to be good, decent even? Let me know in the comments down below, and we'll be sure to catch you next time on the next DC Extended Universe topic video.